Hello everybody and welcome back to Tlatoani, where we are currently working on getting a lot of this order deficit dealt with. We've got a lot of orders given here, and what we really need is trees, I think. So we're working on that. We do have our Sawyer down over here, although it can reach this trading post, so it has somewhere to send the wood anyway. So that's looking good. We're working on chopping some trees over here. We've got these two Sawyers here, and we've got this one up over here. So we definitely have some trees within range. They can go all the way out to this one. Wow, okay. Good to know. So that's absolutely fine. Our prestige is at 15 out of 25 right now. We did get attacked once, and there's definitely a bit of a drawing issue with these shadows. No doubt about that. Hopefully that gets fixed, because that's a little distracting to me. But we'll get all of this fixed up over here. It's got a ways to go. No doubt about it. So currently our city symmetry is awful. And, you know, that's not ideal. So what we really need at this point is we could really use, like, this guy. The staff would require a scenic neighborhood. This site would have average symmetry, but this would actually have strong symmetry. You know what? Let's call it good. Let's get that going. Excellent. So checking in here, this is all ambience. This needs pottery. Religion, we're working on that. Pottery. Yeah, we need a lot of pottery. We've got 3 kilns going, and currently we can see we've got 6 pottery in our trading post, so we could probably use another kiln, to be honest. So let's see, kilns are, I believe, down here. Yeah, so we could put that in, like, down over here. Sure. We'll let that go in, and a 4th kiln is apparently necessary. So we'll get that going, and we'll get all of this completed eventually. Eventually it will happen. We're still working on getting these canals built, and looks like our fields are not yet dug out. Where? Our fields look pretty dug out to me. I think we're done digging our fields, from what I can see. Ah, it's this one up over here. Okay, this one field needs digging. The rest of these are in a pretty good state. Okay, some crops need weeding, but for the time being, this looks okay. So we'll continue to work on that. We definitely want to get these canals dug. They are slow. That's for sure. So 6 years remaining, huh? Okay. So that's a decent amount of time, it seems. So that's absolutely fine. We're still short on common workers, and we may want to consider getting a few more homes in here. Yeah, we're filling up these common homes, so we should probably consider that. Hi, Swamp. I don't actually care about you. So 4 additional common homes up here, I don't think would go amiss. So something along the lines of that. That would also mean that we should probably consider putting a road in like that. So that'll be fine for now. We'll get those finished eventually. And getting additional workers would be absolutely fantastic. So if we look at this up here, we have 74 common workers and 63 jobs available. 12 out of 12, 11 out of 11, 10 out of 10, 12 out of 18, 2 out of 2, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 1. Okay. So this is the number of commoners we have and the number of commoners we need. But we have 12 unemployed. Interesting. Okay. So I'm not sure why they're not going to those jobs, but sure. I guess we'll figure that out at some point. Like, for example, this shrine over here, it needs a priest, but it's also still under construction. So that seems fine. Our city symmetry has gone up to average because of this, so that's absolutely great. And of course, this out over here needs a lot of lumber in order to get that done. We're working on it. We've got these 3 Sawyers, one here, and one here. I wouldn't mind getting another one, maybe up over this direction. I wonder if we were to build a road up here, like this, And then build another sawyer up here, if that might not help matters. He would need to be... Oh, that's a noble compound. This market doesn't have a connection over here. It's connected here. So for that to be a thing, we would want to have a road connection come in like this. Now he would have a connection here. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So this will be another good section of trees out over here that we can start harvesting. Now we have 305 timber here. I'm not entirely certain that this is really the deciding factor here. But we'll find out. We will find out. I believe that the deciding factor is actually we just need people. But we also have a fair amount of unemployment. We have 12 unemployed right now. Which is odd because we have jobs for them. But we'll see if this changes anything. So this guy's a mason, and he's building the roads. Interesting. And yes, our expenses have outstripped our income. That's fairly obvious. So we could think about... We accept clay here. Getting would be delivered here from other storage venues. Balance? No order. Okay, so there isn't an exports option here. Warehouses with a trade partner will only seek imports from and send exports to that city, which is, of course, Tlatoani. Noted. So are we making anything from trade? Exports, 125. Yes. Noted. So we are making a little bit from trade. That's absolutely fine. So this trading post here, we can accept fruit. We can accept chili. Those are fine. We could accept meat. Or actually, this would just be export. Interesting. So we can export meat. No cloth is being traded here right now. This would be imports. Noted. And same with weapons. Okay, so I think I'm starting to wrap my head around what we've got going on here. So our tribute is, of course, going to end up being maize, timber, and pottery. And I don't know how we're doing on that. It's an interesting question, for sure. We're getting these houses built up over here, which would be good. So that seems relatively fine. And I'm wondering about whether these have to be close enough in order to get to the workplace. That might actually be a thing. In which case, who is working here? Well, there are 2 sawyers working here, but none of the houses are close enough for that. So maybe that's not actually a thing. Interesting. Well, we'll continue to work on that for now. We are definitely still having issues with stone. Stone imports is our primary issue at this moment. I wish we had the ability to get stone. That would be nice. That said, a hunting lodge out over here might not be a terrible concept. So we can do that. And the question is, does that have to be close to the market out over here? Would we need like a market over this way? Maybe. We'll keep an eye on that. This is fairly close to where the deer are. So that is, in theory, going to be useful there. And the hunters may actually defend us before they get to this wall as well. We'll see what ends up happening with that. That may be a thing. We'll see if we get attacked again. We probably will, to be honest. So for now, our fields are still not dug out. This field still needs digging. Okay. We're working on it. This is 5 of 5, 3 of 5 over here. This is 3 of 5, 5 of 5, 5 of 5, and 5 of 5. So we still have a few more commoners that can come in here. Understood. Okay, we successfully sent our tribute. That's good. That is very good. So at this point, I'm wondering what our next tribute is going to end up being. But at this point, this home has everything it needs for the moment. And this one, we're lacking some ambience. We need access to more religion, and we would get that once we have our priest up here at this shrine, I would think. So that looks fine for now. Surprisingly, most of these have the ambience that they need at this point, without stone roads. This one doesn't. So we could maybe think about beautifying this with a fruit garden right there and right there. Maybe not right there. I think that's a road. But a fruit garden right there might beautify this enough. Drop fruit into nearby homes. Okay, good to know. So our food reserves are low and declining, allegedly. Our granary is trying to get maize, fruit, and chili. Okay. So we definitely have some of that happening. So it's going to be the same tribute as last year, it looks like. I don't think we'll have an issue with that tribute. That should be absolutely okay. Oh, we made some progress down over here. Good. We're not fully built here yet, but we are making progress on it. That's excellent. We're very, very happy to see that. Now we've just got this to do. Okay, so this wall is now complete. Have we made any progress up over here? No, but that's okay. So these are built, and we now have this shrine working well. This home needs access to more religion. It's a little bit, it's one tile out of range of this shrine. If we put a road in here, that might be close enough. I don't know. Hard maybe on that one. Okay, this one is a little bit out of range of this shrine. That's understood. So at this point, we can see that... Oh, it's so close. It is so close. Okay. I want to remove these sections of road then. They don't actually help. So we'll get those gone. And once those are gone, we're going to want to probably move this sentry post and place it maybe here instead. And then build a road connecting like this. That might do the trick. Would it? I don't know that it would. The real thing that we want to do is divide these into blocks of 4, like this. So that would definitely be a good way to do that. So the way that we're trying to path right now is that we come down here, come here, come here, come here, come here, and then try to path to here, right? So that's the reason why this is problematic at this moment. So we should have a road here. The other thing we could do is we could just build a shrine down here. And that may not be a terrible idea. So this requires a scenic neighborhood, and this is not scenic enough right now. Awful symmetry up over this direction. This is weak symmetry out here. So if we had one of these guys, this would have strong symmetry if we put it here. Done. So that'll give us access to more religion out over on this side, and this will reach it as well. So that should solve that problem pretty single-handedly. I like it. So that seems fine for now. The next question, of course, is how are we doing on our lumber? And I think we're doing fine on our lumber, actually. So that seems good. It wants us to build another farmer's hut. We are short of common workers, and unemployment is becoming a problem. That seems to me like that is... those two things are counterintuitive. We're short of common workers, and unemployment is becoming a problem. So we both have unemployment, which is 11 right now, and we only have 70 out of 76 jobs filled. So military and defense is where most of those jobs are. So I think the problem there is education then. Because the youths need to be educated by this. That makes sense. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a farmer's hut right here. Maybe not here. Maybe like up here? Let's see here. The canal would go there. So right here would be about where we'd want that to go. So a farmer's hut would go about there, hypothetically. We'd take this road, and the road would go around like this. Then we would put in the crops here. So the crops would end up being a set of maize fields. And yeah, we're going to take out the wood here. That's fine. So this will end up being 16 out of 32. So half of that goes there. For the fruit trees, we know that we want these to be spaced out. So we do one here, one here, one here. No, this isn't right. Hang on. I'm going to put in the chili beds here, and this is going to end up being, and we need this to have a road access. The road access would come in here. I'm just thinking about how I want to do this via road, while still optimizing use of these canals. Okay, I'm going to put in all of these as chili for right now. So this is going to go up to 32 out of 32, right? I'm not sure what that's at. Okay, that's at 32 out of 32. Noted. And I accidentally minimized the game. And now we're back over here. Okay, cool. So let's take these 4 out for the time being. Actually, let's take all of this out for right now. I'm canceling all of these orders. I'm changing my mind about how I want to do this. So, I like how we have this going through the center here. So I think that's what we would need to do again for another field. This Sawyer is awkwardly located for that. For sure. So this canal would need to head up over this direction some distance, right? And what distance would that be? Well, for the time being, we don't exactly know. So this should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right here. Yeah, that's definitely an awkwardly placed Sawyer. So that is potentially problematic. Now, the other thing that we could do is we could just put it in the corner here and be like, it's good enough. And we might just think about doing that, actually. So a farmer's hut right here. And then we could do a maize field that would go in something like... Actually, I want to do like around the perimeter, right? So this would end up being 16 right here. And we'll probably take out this little section here. This we would want to have be a canal, though. So that's not really valid. So let's put the maize out over here for now. That's 16 out of 32. And then we can put in some fruit trees out over this direction. So one here, one here, one here, one here. These should be somewhat spaced out. My question is, do they need to be spaced apart diagonally? Are they okay to be diagonal, or is it just adjacency? I don't know. That's an interesting question, for sure. So I'm going to do something kind of like that for now. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that's a little awkward. Okay. Let's just remove these for the time being and continue to think about how we might want to do this. So 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. That's 3. 4, 5. And then 6, 7, 8. I'm assuming diagonal is fine here. And then the maize fields would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that. That leaves this open. Okay. I don't love it. So we're at 28 of 32. We know that we need an additional, we've got, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we would need 3 additional. So we can go to 29. That'd be like this. So then we need one more of these guys, something like that. Even then, though, I'd like to have, well, the canal would go like back here. But also up here would be where the canal would be. Yeah, the canal makes this actually very, very awkward. Okay, so spacing apart the fruit trees is a whole thing, right? Noted. I like the setup that we have here overall. Maybe we don't care about spacing the fruit trees. Some crowding, minus 20% growth. Mild crowding, minus 8% growth. Okay, so it doesn't care about diagonals. That's good to know. Now that we know that, I think that we can definitely make something happen here. So, I'm going to put a farmer's hut here. I'm going to put a road here, connecting to that farmer's hut. Maybe not here. Yeah, just right there. So, a farmer's hut there, and then let's dig canal. Actually, let's not do that yet. Let's do the crops first. So a maize field would go back over here. So this would be 16. Something like that. Then we can do a fruit tree. Here, 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 here. Like that. And then we can do chili beds here, 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 here. Like that. That puts us at 29 out of 32. So we can do a chili here, and then a fruit tree here and here, and that puts us at 32 out of 32. The road can then go in here, like this, and then the canal can go out this direction, like that. Now, we're going to have it be a little bit awkward here, but that works. We have a little bit of a gap here because of this Sawyer. And if we were, hypothetically, if we were to move... I actually turned the Sawyer off. If we were to move this Sawyer here to be here, that actually works. That still reaches over here. Now, we can't put the canal in just yet, but sure. That works. So this farmer hut will be connected up. That all looks absolutely fine to me. So then we can continue to expand this in this manner. Now, this canal up over here we don't need. I want to actually just get rid of this. There we go. And it's going to take us some time to get this all built. That's absolutely a-okay. So we'll get that going, and the reason we need more farmland, of course, is because we need to feed our population plus sub amount, and that's absolutely fine. So we'll get this going and get some people in here. It's going to take a little while to get all of this completed, but that was definitely a little bit chaotic, getting that figured out. But now that we know that these don't care about diagonals, they only care about adjacency in... yeah, these fields need to be dug. They only care about adjacency in the cardinal directions. We know exactly how to handle this now. We just intersperse it all. So that looks fine. I like this farm layout. I think that'll be a very, very good way to go. And we know that the canals irrigate up to 3, so 1, 2, 3. And then we've got this guy here, 1, 2, and then that's the canal. So this should be fully within the canal's irrigation range once the canals get, made. Our canals are not functional yet because we need to fully dig our canal all the way out to here. And that's apparently taking a very long time. I don't know what we're waiting on that with. We need clay and we need timber. We have plenty of both, so I'm not sure what we're waiting on to get these dug. Maybe just people to do the job. I don't know. Hello. That's noted. So this is floodplain. Isn't it? This looks underwater now. Interesting. I didn't realize this was floodplain. It doesn't seem to be causing us any problems. Maybe it's not actually floodplain and it just looks like it because it's night. I don't know. It looks like it's maybe a little animated up top here, though. Yeah, that definitely looks like it's doing this water effect. Interesting. So floodplains are generally very fertile, but this is barren ground. Yeah, this is definitely all flooded up over here. Interesting. It doesn't seem to be seasonal floods, though, because it's been several years. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But this doesn't seem to be causing us any problems right now. So that's interesting. We've actually completed this canal piece already. Okay. I'd really like it if we'd actually work on the canals. Unfortunately, we don't seem to be doing that. They require clay and wood. They do not require stone. So the canals being worked on is fine. Like, we've got the resources for that. We just need to actually do it. So currently in this house, we can see we've got 2 out of 5 commoners. And it's going to take them a while to get these farms online. Yeah, that's definitely slowly being worked on. We do need to move this Sawyer over eventually. But that is also going to take a little while. So that all seems reasonably fine. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, hopefully we'll actually get this canal dug. It's taking a while. People don't seem to be wanting to work on it, and I wonder if that's a range issue. It might be a distance from where we are sort of issue. We'll see. But we also haven't gotten this shrine built. We do need some resources for that, so we'll see what ends up happening with that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.